I respect the spirits of the land here where it's wet. It's very, very wet. Don't know how much we had overnight, but we did have a lot. Oh, I've got that black dot again, and it's, oh, there we go. Now it's live. It looks like it might be very laggy today, guys. So, if that is the case, then rewatch the recording. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about that. It's been a little bit douchey this morning. All right, so let's get into it. So we have the moon in Capricorn right now, and Saturn is ruling the full moon, which is tomorrow morning at 6:36 a.m. All right, and Saturn, as I was saying yesterday, is currently completely standing still, retrograde. He's just about to go retrograde. So, oh look, I can see I've got people. And good morning, Simone. How are you? Nice to see you. Um, yeah, it doesn't look like my Facebook is working properly, so I'm not getting the comments. You just have to please make comments. I love reading. Ah, it is working. Good morning, Susan. There we go. I love comments. Good morning, Deborah. How are you? So nice to see everyone. All right, oh, Eden. Oh my God, I haven't seen you for ages. Good morning. I was in Burnie the other day. I was thinking about you. Good morning, Louise. So interesting, that thing you just sent me. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Simone. I completely agree. Louise just sent me a little reel about a Bashir. I don't know, is he like a guru? I've seen his work before. I don't actually know what specifically he does. However, I completely agree with Uranus moving into Gemini that I think I was talking about it the other day, disclosure is imminent. The governments have been drip feeding, society, just saying, oh, look, a tic tac UFO. Oh, look, this has been going on for decades now. Yes, absolutely, Eden. That's nice. So yeah, so expect disclosure. Expect in the next 7 years that they will be saying, "Oh my God, how Semic, how infantile of us to not think that there's more than just humans out in this vast universe." So I don't know, those people that are, and then the church will be like, of course God created more than just humans. There's always going to be a shift in the narrative. All right, so Uranus shifting societal expectations, Gemini their thought space. So that's a given. Of course, AI is going to increase exponentially, and of course, eventually people will be thinking completely differently. Like we're in the new generation has started, so we're in the beta generation as well. So, oh my gosh. All right, anyway, let's go back to today. All right, so we have the moon in Capricorn at 8 a.m. We had that opposition to Jupiter, a tug of war, yeah. Absolutely. Good morning, Kathy. We might have woken up and gone, I'm going to do the things. And then you're like, I need to maybe plan my day a little bit differently. So actually, I'll read the words because I had fun doing the words. Fucking, there is so much judgment in the air right now because Saturn is ruling and stationary and hyper focused. All right, so you're in the cosmic boardroom. Saturn is standing at the head of the table, arms crossed, wearing that look. You know the one. On one side, he's got Uranus and Venus in Gemini going, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And then on the other side, because remember, these guys are sextiling each other, he's got Pluto going, yeah, no, this is what people really need. And then Saturn is looking down the other end of the table, and Jupiter is being all super la la over there. And Saturn's just like, oh my fucking God. Like, seriously, guys? All right. So you could be feeling like you are tugged in these directions. All right. And none of them feel right. It's not about choosing the perfect option, it's about observing, listening, and giving yourself the ability to decide when you're ready. All right, just let all the chatter go on without you. All right. Good morning, Barbara. How are you? Yeah, and actually, so I was talking to Mick last night about this, and the judgment. I felt the judgment come in. So yesterday I was talking about that, and and judging yourself appropriately. All right. We don't want to trigger Mars, which is conjunct the South Node. All right. So remember, Mars is in Virgo. All right. So Virgo is that hyper analytical inner critic. So Mars being very forceful and possibly aggressive and angry. We don't want these words being like, we don't want you to super bitch about yourself in your head. All right, because remember that south node is approaching as well, and that south node is that empty cup. I'm exhausted. I'm not good enough. It is a place where the south node is a place where you are comfortable to hang out because it's what you know. All right, whereas that north node is the place that you need to work towards. Exactly, just work towards. I'm like, meh, there's not enough words. And the North Node in Pisces is about, finding that spiritual perspective or using your intuition, allowing the universe to guide you. You could be guided by, your need to serve, you know, um, what feels good for you to move towards. All right. So rather than hanging out in that place that is, like I said, hypercritical. I mean, the South Node in Virgo is awesome for getting any of those health concerns that you have dealt with. All right. So anything medical, I mean, I know I've been telling you guys I've had all sorts of medical sort of things happening, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to go and get it checked so that it's not doing my head in. All right. I could have easily spiraled and just done my own head in, but I'm like, no, I'm going to go get this dealt with now. All right. So we've still got the South Node in Virgo for quite a while. But going back to my point was Mars in that hypercritical place. We don't want that. So when we are judging ourselves and others right now, all right, everybody's looking at the same thing. Everybody's like, fuck, I know that, really society and the greater collective need those sort of things that are transformational, but also, they could still be taboo topics. They could still be very sensitive because, for those of us that are okay with understanding that death is the ultimate end goal. All right, everybody's going to die. You don't get a magical ticket out of it. When you pass can absolutely be something that you are in control of, because you can do the things required to make sure that this meat bag that we all have is in its best possible condition by doing Virgo related things: eating healthy, movement, self-care principles, serving yourself first, making sure that your cup is not empty. All right. So, when Saturn is standing at the at the doorway of your life, judging your actions, all right, you get to go, no, I'm on to my second liter of water. I'm, I've had clean, healthy food. I am not going to have sugar when I go to work tonight because it turns me into a bitch. My body doesn't like it. Just paying attention to these things and not being an absolute cow to yourself. Going, no, I can make incremental adjustments. I can listen to myself and judge myself accordingly. All right. Oh my God, I'm doing X. All right. When did I start doing that? All right. Let's go back to the good, healthy practices that I used to do. All right, so I'm specifically making this judgment zone more about, obviously yourself and your body and, with the choices that you make for your well-being on a daily basis, because that's my fucking jam. That's my jam. I want you all to be in the best possible condition so that then your antenna, all right, remember Mars in Virgo here being hypercritical. If that's what you're thinking, that's what you're projecting. All right. So we want to be, no, we want to be able to assess rationally, You know, Saturn's like, did you learn those lessons? You know, the older you get, the more you become friends with Saturn. Because when you're young, you're like, I don't want to do that shit. And then when you're old, you're like, I actually want to do a shit. So I'm going to go and do the things that are required so that I don't, you know, get bound up and all of those sort of things. I know, sorry, poop talk, but there you go. It's such a thing. I had a conversation yesterday and it was like, I'm sorry, it's poop talk, but it's like so important. You know, these are our daily functions. Virgo. All right. So, sorry, there was a big tangent there. So let's have a look at what the moon is doing so we can get some good timing for today as well. All right. Good morning, Helen. Hello, Heather. Good morning, Jen. Super judgment mode. Yep. They're good. I'm glad because like the judgment in the air is ridiculous. Heather, I feel like I don't know why. I'm like, no, it's a judgment-free zone. Didn't know you were here, but I was thinking about you. All right. So, first of all right, so we had that opposition to Jupiter. So, like I said, you might have woken up and gone, I'm going to do everything. And then reality kicks in, and you're like, oh, actually, how can I incrementally give yourself the time and space? Remember the whole age and stage. All right. Where are you at? You are not 18 anymore. So, good morning, Sally. Giving yourself grace and self-care is something we often neglect. Absolutely. And it does take practice, Eden. It so does. And this is also helpful with that, like the nodes, 2.5 years, they are chunks of lesson time. South Node Virgo, look after yourself, ladies. All right, so like I said, the morning, we've gone, I'm gonna do the things, maybe we can just move towards them. All right, so after 1 o'clock, that's when the full moon feels start. All right, so that's when the moon is moving into its opposition with the sun. All right, so it's about checking in. So if I'm having a quick look at tomorrow's words, it's about checking in. And we've been talking about excavating the old thoughts that came from our ancestral conditioning and re-securing the foundations of our lives by changing out the thoughts that no longer are relevant to us. All right, so this is sort of the theme. All right, so this is for tomorrow. All right, so after 1, those vibes come in. The full moon is at 6:36, so from after 1 all the way through to then, it's a judgment-free zone. We are just looking at the work that we have done and has it stuck, basically. Have we regrouted those new beliefs into place securely enough? Or do we need to remind ourselves more that this is what we believe now? It's always just practice. All right. Now, after 3 o'clock, this is an interesting one because we've got the moon in Capricorn in conjunct Mercury in Leo, right? So remember, Saturn is stationary and Mercury is in shadow, all right? So Mercury in Leo is in shadow, which means we are going to revisit this point at some time twice, all right? Because it goes retrograde, so Mercury here, so it goes retrograde, goes back over once, and then back over again. Good morning, Robin. How are you? So just pay attention to what you are focusing on. So because we are able to make these adjustments, all right? But first you have to acknowledge, then work on, and then take the new path, all right? So, with multiple hits of things we get, it's just about evolving and working through things. All right, so between 3 and 8 p.m. tonight, we've got this window of thought. We're just, again, we're assessing. We are, we're just sort of, rationally looking around and going, what am I choosing? What have I done? What am I doing? All right. So, and then at 8 p.m., we have the moon trine Mars. All right. So that just makes it a little bit more, I don't know. I'm working tonight and I know that she has done a post because one of our favorite people, Skeet, it's his birthday. So we only open on Thursday nights now, and I just feel like because she's done a post, because it's, Skeet's birthday, we're going to be active tonight, which makes sense about that moon trine Mars. All right, so, I'm just using that as, how I think it's going to work. It could just be, I mean, it's Thursday night. If I was in Sydney, I'd be like Thursday night shopping, but I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. That was my childhood. You could only go shopping late night Thursday and Saturday morning up until midday. Like, who knows now? It's 24/7. But God, that made me feel old. Anyway, so yeah, and then Mercury and Venus still not doing anything. All right, they're still just sort of floating around. But like I said, Mercury is being a little bit tricky because you will revisit this point again. All right, Mars conjunct South Node again. We're just assessing and looking at the things that no longer serve us. All right, and we are trying to do. We are being more proactive, Mars, about our self-care, Virgo. All right, so as that South Node approaches, again, I just, it's about even if there is a harder aspect, you've still always got the potential to do something good with it. All right. It's just pointing out things. Okay. So, and then of course we've got the Saturn conjunct Neptune, so we are thinking, because Saturn rules the full moon, we are trying to maybe spiritualize, some of these concepts that we are building into our lives. This planning that we've been doing for doing better in our own lives. You know, Neptune is boundaryless and spiritual. Are you implementing the spiritual tactics that are going to help you rebuild these foundations? We're all spiritual beings here. Like, this is the shit we believe in, so it is about feeling into this. So, where you feel like you might be, falling over an unboundaried edge. That wasn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Like, there's no safety guard. If you're sort of moving towards something and there's no safety guard, are you using your intuition to know when to stop? I don't know. That felt good. So that's pretty much the day. Pretty much the day. So after 1, you're really going to start to feel those things. After 3, make those logical adjustments, knowing that you will revisit this place. So let's draw a card. Oh, I'm getting frogs. Maybe because it's raining, I can't hear frogs, but it's very, I don't know. Frogs. There you go, ladies. Anybody got frog noises happening in the background? Oh, 2 of Cups. All right. So, I actually feel like this is more about you connecting with yourself. I mean, obviously, if you're in a beautiful love relationship, it might be a day where you can get close to your loved one. But I just feel like this is you and your shadow. They are different color tones. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there's this integrating factor, because we've been talking about this judgment-free zone. Oh, there you go. That's for you then, Simone. So, being okay with the incorporation of all of your elements. I don't know. You know what? You can take this how you see fit for your day, but I feel like it's a very integrative type of energy that I'm sort of feeling and seeing, and being okay with that as well. So yeah. There we go, ladies. How does that feel? Oh, you have a singing gig tonight. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Where is that on at, Simone? That's incredible. Go you. Look at the bravery required to go and sing. That's amazing. Sharing your own songs too. That's sharing part of your soul. That's brave. Oh my God, like, phew. That's amazing. Good luck with that. If I was close, I don't know, I'd come and see you. That sounds good. All right, that's me, guys. I hope you are all so beautifully well and, just chill the fuck out because, this is a judgment-free zone, even though Saturn is judging the hell out of you. Oh, okay. And Simone, if anyone is in Hobart, is at the Maypole tonight. So I wish you all the best with that one. That is fabulous. I'm a bit farther. I'm about 4 hours away, so that's not me today. For me, it's a space of giving myself grace to heal and rest. You've been sick for months. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Maybe that Virgo South Node is going over something important for you, Eden. So, yeah. All right, ladies. Mwah, so much love to you, and I will see you tomorrow when that full moon would have already passed. All right. So remember 6:30 a.m. Pay attention to your dreams. And again, don't judge yourself harshly. Be nice. All right, beautifuls. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.